Yo, what is up everybody? It's Jay the Great and welcome back to another Naruto reaction video here today. And as you can tell by the title, we are going to be doing the extended edition of the Uchiha clan versus every Hokage, brought to you by Swagkage. You know, I asked y'all in the regular edition if you guys wanted it, and you guys let me know, so y'all shall receive. You know, we're going to get an extended edition with Swagkage himself and Seth the Programmer, two of the most knowledgeable guys on all of YouTube when it comes to this stuff. We got on one side the Uchiha clan, perhaps the strongest clan in the Naruto verse besides the Senju, and you know, every Hokage with some of the most strongest and legendary shinobi that's ever lived. Both sides have legendary shinobi, but I'm excited to see this one. So before I begin, if you enjoy, think about showing some love. I know it's really appreciated. Hit that like button, turn on bell notifications to stay up to date with yours truly. And if you're new and you enjoy, please hit that sub button, man, because once you do, you're part of the family forever. Let's not waste any more time. Screen. Let's get straight into this long video. I'm excited.
Hey fellas, how's it going? Today,
what's up?
With me a brand new guest, new to the channel. Seth the Programmer. Introduce yourself to everybody. Yeah.
Howdy, I'm Seth the Programmer.
Really glad to have you on for the first time. Today we're gonna be talking.
Great start.
Yeah.
Great start.
No, thanks. Like. Anyway, so.
By the way, no cuts, no nothing. This is unedited. We're rocking with. I'm rocking with y'all, man. Let's get straight to it.
People have been like asking us on Twitter, like, "Hey guys, you should do the Uchiha versus the Hokage," and like one guy did it.
I don't imagine it like that. I imagine it like, dude, what if you took every Hokage and you had them fight the 7 greatest Uchiha?
Yeah.
They think it's the coolest thing ever, you know? Like, God.
Bro, like, yeah, but so I guess because there's not really any way we could have outlined this in the title, like, or the thumbnail. I imagine, like, I can't imagine that you could like compress 14 characters into either
Can't
of
really
those
fit
things.
any of them in there.
Yeah, so the Hokage are all like self-explanatory. But like the Uchiha, you got all the obvious ones like Sasuke, Madara, Obito, and Itachi, and then you move into like weirder territory with Izuna, Shisui, and Fugaku. We were thinking about like
that's fair. Top 7
or Shin, but those guys are a little bit too weird, like too out there. So you know we're gonna stick with the with like, Izuna, Shisui, and Fugaku.
I agree.
Yeah, hold on. Comments.
Chat.
Scale. Chat. Twitch. I'm using to Twitch. Yo, chat. Yo, how strong is Kagame Uchiha if you had to rank him out of like top 1,000 Naruto characters? Like, where is he? Where does he go, bro? Like, you know, just get like off of the top of your head, just snaps. Come on. Where does he go? You know, like it's stupid. Like he does not belong on.
And then
on
like
this video
Shin
at all.
is like, man,
nah,
like,
he doesn't.
How do you rank this dude? Because like he. Like, beats Naruto and Sasuke at the same time, then he just gets clobbered by Sakura. So
oh, man, that's... Like, I remember that. That was odd.
Actually, Naruto and Sasuke are actually kind of nerfed. Sasuke doesn't have the Tomos in his Rinnegan, and Naruto's a bit rusty. He actually got cut pretty easily. But actually, if you watch the anime, in the anime, Sakura is actually fighting him, and Shin is still able to hurt Sasuke despite his Tomos being in his... I don't want to do it.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Bro, yeah, no,
Shin was a very odd character.
It's too much. We want to... Yeah. So, let's go ahead and lay out some ground rules here. Generally, you want to use, like, the best version of a given character for something like this.
Agree.
But, if you do that for the Uchiha side, the Hokage don't really have a chance, because you have, like, 10 Tails Madara...
Oh, God.
10 Tails Obito.
That's true.
And then, like, also Sasuke has, like, all that Biju chakra, too. Like, that, I don't know if, like, Tsunade is up to the task of, like, brawling with them.
Exactly.
Grammarly can help you write quickly and confidently, so you never have to slow down at work.
Yeah, you got 2 10-tail Jinchurikis at once. Oh, my God. That's insane.
You have to have had the power for... at least like more than just 1 hour for it to be used in this fight.
Pause it right here. Yeah, because if they use, you know, 10 tails Jinchuriki Obito and basically six-path sage Madara. Naruto would be the only one that stands a remote chance of defeating those guys, and then they got to worry about the other five. And none of the other Hokage would even stand a chance. So yeah, they'd probably win that one. Naruto would have to pull something out of him, and then Sasuke at his strongest is with the Biju, or adult Sasuke with the Biju. Who knows? The possible combinations. You could have adult Sasuke, siphoning out the tailed beasts and enhancing his power even more with Ten Tails Obito, Six Path Sage, Ten Tail Jinchuriki Madara. It's GG, man. I mean, Naruto, I don't know how he'd deal with that. He'd be the only one that stands a chance against those three, first of all. Like Tsunade, Hashirama, Kakashi, Minato, none of these guys would be able to do anything to those three. And then they got to worry about the other four, with Itachi, who's already a problem. Fugaku, who's a problem. He has Mangekyo Sharingan, as we learned. When he interacted with Itachi before he died. And you got the other ones, so it's a real problem. So I agree with their ground rules here.
If you only had it for like 45 minutes, then you don't get it. So
if you only had it for the plot's sake, you probably shouldn't have it.
So no dual Mangekyo Kakashi, no Jubi Madara, no Jubi Obito.
Okay.
Just like vanilla everybody, as they were. Yeah. Naruto and Sasuke get their six-path stuff, but only because Naruto was Hokage.
It's like a part of their character in Boruto.
They've been those forms for a long time. I agree.
He didn't have to go through some long plan. Sage of Six Paths just gave it to him.
Yeah.
I agree.
But on that note, Naruto and Sasuke are pretty pivotal here, right? Whoever wins,
I think that could be said.
decides the whole fucking shit. So
Agreed. They are the strongest of the two sides.
Since we don't really want this video to boil down to Naruto versus Sasuke, they're off doing their own thing. They're probably gonna have a stalemate.
All I'm saying.
Fair.
Okay, say Sasuke wins. He takes Naruto's chakra. He launches an Indra's arrow at the battlefield and kills all the Uchiha and Kage at the same time in one attack.
He just kills the whole team just cause.
If Naruto wins, he takes each tail, all 9 of them, and each tail slaps a different Uchiha and kills all of them in one smack. There you go. It's over.
Yeah,
right,
so
Agreed.
We're just gonna assume that these guys, they're just off somewhere else.
They're off the charts compared to the others. I agree.
That's how their fight has to be settled. And they'll probably get a stalemate.
Naruto versus the Hokage for that one, by the way. So we don't have to explain it.
Yeah. There you go. So, stalemate between those two.
Okay.
Even if not, that's probably not going to come up for a while. They're going to be fighting for a pretty long time. And I think the same is probably true with Madara and Hashirama. Because while the strength gap between them and their teammates isn't as extreme, it's still what's Minato and Tsunade supposed to do about the 1,000-armed Buddha statue?
Yeah, is Minato gonna Rasengan the Nine Tails? Maybe he can Reaper Death Seal or do some weird sealing jutsu, but what is he gonna do? He's
Minato is able to fight the Nine Tails by itself. When it didn't have a Susanoo.
Right.
Let's just say he thought Obito and the Nine Tails was a problem, Madara and the Nine Tails.
You give the Nine Tails 8 swords,
Yeah. Good luck.
Majestic attire. I don't actually think that Minato has any feats to suggest he could even seal that thing.
Yeah.
With Madara attached to it, so it's
there's
literally nothing Minato could even do. It's not even relevant.
So Hashirama and Madara are also kind of off by themselves, and you're going to start noticing a pattern.
I agree.
Everybody kind of has to section themselves off
against their,
in order for this to be interesting.
I get it. They got to put the opponents that are, in the same playing field. You can't put Madara versus Tsunade or stuff like that. It's not fair. It's not fair.
There's actual tiers to characters, and
agreed.
There's literally 7 tiers for the same video. So one-on-ones are pretty common, and whoever dominates their one-on-one can maybe help the lesser one is kind of how it's gonna go for a lot of the videos. So.
Yeah. So now again, with the with Naruto and Sasuke, that can't really happen because again, whoever wins that wins the whole.
Yeah, they'll solo the other
fight
6,
for
right?
the sake
Whoever
of-
wins that one.
But
Yeah.
Hashirama and Madara, you know, they'd be pretty impactful, but not
It's
nearly
implied.
as much.
You know, it's
And
gonna be
also, their
implied that
fight
what,
could have
like,
gone either way, right? Like,
True, pretty close.
Hold on. Am I lagging?
yeah, you were for a second, but all right. I was saying like their fight could
Technical
have gone
difficulties.
either way, right? Like it was pretty.
Yeah. Yeah, like, what was it? Like, Hashirama is, like, basically out of chakra at the very end in base form and, like, kills him with a clone.
Yeah, he
like,
tricks
they're, like-
him. Like Madara stabs
So
his
it's-
clone, and Hashirama uses the like vanilla substitution
And, like,
jutsu.
you might be able to imply that, like, Madara underestimated Hashirama's intent. at
It's
the
possible,
end
yeah.
as
If he got
well.
tricked,
Yeah.
I
yeah.
think Hashirama had it in him to kill him. So, like, he might have underestimated him as well. So, like, I don't know. Like, even if they do, like, fight and Hashirama barely pulls out a W, like, old time's sake, it's like, it's gonna be an all-day battle, bro. Like,
Yeah.
you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So, like, if any of the other ones win and they start supporting him, it's gonna be like, well, there you go.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
agree.
exactly. I feel like this is like even closer than Naruto and Sasuke, and might actually. This is gonna be like the opposite of most of the other fights, where like their results are gonna like trickle down to the lower tiers. Like this one's gonna be like decided probably by like the little guys. I don't know.
Yeah.
So like moving down one tier, so like below Hashirama and Madara, you've got like Hiruzen and Obito, and like let's explain
That's a fair matchup.
Hiruzen here. So like there's this whole like meme with Hiruzen, right? Like, oh, well, prime Hiruzen, is he like stronger than
Than
Hashirama?
Hashirama?
Like if he is, then it's sort of the same deal with like if either Naruto or Sasuke wins. If Hiruzen's
let's just say this,
stronger than
let's just say this.
Hashirama, then those
Yeah,
two
he
just
wins.
destroy the whole rest of the Uchiha clan.
If Hiruzen Prime is as strong as Hashirama or stronger, okay, yeah, sure, they fucking body, okay?
Yeah.
Exactly.
But let's try to
He'll
be
body
interesting.
Obito, and then
Okay, so, like,
those two will body everybody
what
else.
we're gonna do for this video is there's a different implication with Prime Hiruzen. One of the implications with Prime Hiruzen is that he's stronger than Tobirama. So he's stronger than Tobirama, potentially faster if you use the Edo feats. Like, it's somewhat implied, like his speed might be on like a Tobirama-esque level as well, with the whole God tree and saving.
Oh, wow.
But then it's also implied that, and I said this to Swag, you know, where you have Kakashi, he's like, oh, he's copied 1,000 jutsu, and, you know, he's like the Jonin guy. Like, he's the main Jonin, the elite ninja of the series. Well, Hiruzen is the main Kage figure of the series when it first starts. And the way they introduce him is he doesn't just have 1,000 techniques, but 1,000 illusions alone.
Yeah.
Like, he has mastered everything in the Leaf Village. Hidden techniques included shadow possession, mind transfer,
Expansion
He might-
jutsu?
and might be able to use fucking expansion jutsu.
That's insane.
He even knows the hand signs for reanimation. It's implied.
Yeah, he like
Implied,
recognizes
yeah, I'm saying-
it when
yeah,
Orochimaru starts it up.
implied.
Yeah, when they fought.
So I mean, it was Tobirama's jutsu. So
Yeah.
I mean, like, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Basically, what's being implied here is you can maybe say that Prime Hiruzen is a Tobirama, an above level figure, but he can use. He's like the most hacked character we've
Yeah.
seen from a shinobi. Like, that's what you could also imply for Prime Hiruzen, and that's why he was so powerful and feared. Like, you could literally say that, as well as like his Enma staff, which can shove away the Nine Tails. So imagine he brawls any. Imagine he brawled like the third or fourth Raikage who are 8 Tails level, and he just smacks him like a baseball bat with Enma. You know what I'm saying? Like,
And well, I
it-
mean, that was when he was an old man. He was
Yeah,
like, stronger
exactly.
than,
In his
the
prime,
other
probably
Kage.
smacking
Yeah.
tail
So,
beasts, you know?
I'm not surprised, even if he's not like physically stronger than Hashirama, which I'm not saying he is or isn't. Okay, we already said if he is, just stomp. But if he's not, I'm still not surprised he's considered a god of shinobi, because he's just so hacked and still so strong. Like,
Yeah.
even
Yeah,
without-
he knows all the jutsu known to the Hidden Leaf. He's a monster.
So
He's a monster.
He'd probably be a good match for like Obito, right? And like this would be.
Yeah.
I feel like for Obito we can use like full power Obito, just not Jubito. So he's
With the
got
Renegon.
one Renegon.
Yeah.
and it's
Jubito
common.
is like, that's
It's too much,
I
too
mean,
much.
Jubito
Yeah.
beat all of the like classic 4 Hokage by himself, like no
Yeah.
trouble at
Yeah,
all.
he's too powerful.
So, Obito, like, with the... We'll say he probably pulls up with the Biju since we're giving Madara the Nine Tails. So Hiruzen's got his work cut out for him. He's got to beat all these big-ass tailed beasts, and then he's also got to fight Obito at the end.
That's a tough battle.
So while that's going on, you got... I think people will probably agree this is a good matchup. Minato and Itachi also duking it out. And then
All right.
below them, you got Tobirama. And
Before I continue, let's give Hiruzen this for sure. All right, this is what I'm gonna say. He's on in his prime, right? In his prime, let's say he's on a Hashirama-esque playing field. Let's not say he's stronger or weaker. Let's say he's on that, he's on a similar playing field. Let's say that. So if he has to fight Obito with all the, at his strongest, excluding Jubito, that's him with his Rinnegan and basically six-tailed beast at his disposal, under his control with the Geto statue. He has his work cut off for him, but he's, on a level playing field compared to Hashirama, whether he's weaker or stronger, and I think he stands a fair chance. He does have, that stick they're talking about that was able to push away the Nine Tails. So Nine Tails is the strongest tailed beast, right? So that means he'd be able to deal with the other six. Now, Obito's a problem as well, of course. He has the Rinnegan abilities, he has a Sharingan, and I'm sure he has other Sharingans at his disposal from the massacre of the Uchiha clan. So, he could probably spam Izanami, Izanagi, that could be a problem. I think it'd be a very good battle. It's a very good matchup. And then they just said Obito and Itachi. And let's continue. I agree, though, so far.
Izuna, which has already happened. And before anybody says anything, I know Tobirama did kill Izuna, but Seth and I were talking about it before, and it's like, it kind of seemed like Izuna was, like winning. And
yeah, like, Izuna is implied to possibly actually be stronger. Like, he's casually dodging all of Tobirama's attacks. I think he slams Tobirama against a wall in the only scene we see them fighting in, and then Tobirama has to defend himself. So he's dodging all his attacks, he's shoving Tobirama around, and he's like, I laugh at all those not born in Uchiha or that the Sharingan, and he's smiling and cocky, and then Tobirama just teleports. He teleports. No one was
useful jutsu, man.
Not gonna
useful jutsu.
Yeah. So it's an arrogant Izuna getting teleported into. Sure, he gets bodied, and maybe you can say, okay, well, Tobirama with 10 years more of experience and practicing all these more jutsu and mastering the flying Raijin more, it would only be worse. I get that
for Izuna, right? Yeah.
Right. But if Izuna has help versus Tobirama, maybe it's not so bad. Maybe if someone else
wins their battle, yeah.
Izuna, maybe it's not as one-sided as maybe you think. So,
yeah,
it's a good battle.
I think we're leaning towards Tobirama definitely taking this one, but
yeah, me as well.
Beating Izuna was an anomaly because Izuna's hyped up as Madara level, not like prime Madara level or anything, but
it's like Danzo taking Shisui's.
Yeah.
Gekyo.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And again, he's not prime Madara level or anything, but
yeah,
for the time that they were both alive, they were supposedly equals or roughly equal, which would mean that at the time Izuna was relative to Hashirama. He definitely had to have had a Susanoo.
Oh yes.
It's probably fair to assume that he had a perfect Susanoo, right? At least the full body one.
Yeah, he is Madara's brother, so yeah, I agree.
Legs and stuff, at least, right? Bare minimum.
Yeah. I think the statement that Izuna and Tobirama were Madara's equal was in the it was in Itachi's flashback.
Oh, okay, yeah. So never mind. That was fake and completely unreliable.
Yeah, he was just lying.
Yeah.
So there's a statement I think in the data book that says that Tobirama and Izuna were the right hand men of those two, and that they were equal or something. So I think that's implied. Yeah, I still think they're still pretty broken. So.
So then the next.
That'd be a good fight. Good fight right there.
Down finally, the little guys. This is the one that matters the least, but That's still there.
Maybe
You
it
got
matters for Izuna versus Toby. You know, maybe.
yeah, I guess so. Shisui and Fugaku versus Kakashi and Tsunade. It doesn't really matter who fights who.
Yeah.
We both agree that Shisui and Fugaku are like quite a bit stronger than either Hokage, Kakashi, or Tsunade. But
I think I agree.
not like it's not like a difference between like the to the same scale as like Naruto and Sasuke and everybody else. But like they're definitely substantially more powerful. Like Fugaku is considered a candidate for Hokage.
Yeah.
So that
I remember that.
is like comparable to Minato. And the Uchiha were like really mad that Minato was chosen in place of Fugaku, like implying that there was like actually merit to his name being on the table. And like, they were thinking like that the only reason Minato got chosen was because of like some sort of systemic like bias against the Uchiha. And I'm
With
not saying
Danzo,
that's
yeah.
necessarily true. But
Could be
there's
possible.
a whole bunch of other stuff that sort of like helps imply that Fugaku was really powerful. Like Itachi was scared to fight him. In the event that he had to wipe out his whole clan.
Basically, I think he said that his dad would be the worst possible matchup for him, but of course his dad gave
I
in,
think
didn't
the
fight
thing
him,
about Itachi
let him kill
is,
him.
like specifically the most interesting because this Itachi like made Orochimaru look like a joke, and so that would mean that Fugaku's like easily Sannin level, which of course puts him above Tsunade, who I feel like
Yeah.
is like relatives to. She's probably weaker than Hokage Kakashi because of like some stuff that Kakashi did with like Inoki. I'll let you talk more about it if you want. Nah, you're good. No need to worry.
Can't hear him. That's not on my side, by the way. There you go.
Where were we? We're on Shisui.
I was talking about Shisui and Fugaku and how they like scale. I was just talking about like the Kakashi Inoki scaling and why like that would put like Fugaku well above like Tsunade.
Yeah. So like one thing you can say about Kakashi is that like okay, unless there's some crazy Boruto like novel statement I don't know about or like something he did in the Boruto anime where he like scales to Urashiki, like all this new nonsense meta.
Oh God.
Kakashi's like more implied to be like original like 5 Kage level or like Sannin level, like he's like because he shoots his Shinden, his purple lightning, in his own novel, the light novel.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And it actually blows Inoki away by its power. So Inoki, guy who uses particle style, he's seen all the Kage fight. He's impressed by Kakashi's ability. Another thing as well.
Yeah, and Inoki's no joke. He has that particle jutsu.
Kakashi also beats up this girl who becomes the prison warden, and she's able to casually finesse 50% fourth Raikage. So Kakashi, as a Hokage, even without the Sharingan, is implied to be Sannin level, right? That's like a general thing. Maybe you could make an argument that he's like busted and bonkers, like maybe like you can make some statement like, oh, he scales to, Minato when you have the Sharingan, and the Sharingan doesn't really amp anything but speed or something, so he should still be relative to that. Maybe you can do something like that, but just based off of that, he probably would be stronger than Tsunade, honestly. Like,
yes.
Don't hate on me for that one, but probably.
I think so. I think that's
when it comes
a
to
fair
Shisui and
statement.
Fugaku was the one who was scaring Itachi. Like Itachi was scared to fight him. And even though Itachi was like 12 through 14, this Itachi was considered a power rival to Obito. Zetsu amped Obito, who just got done fighting Minato and controlling the Nine Tails, and then has years more of experience manipulating, bodying people. Puts a Kodo Amatsukami like ability over the Mizukage with just a base Sharingan, no effort. That Itachi is considered a power rival or a valid enemy, and Fugaku scares him. And then Shisui, like a lot of people downplay Shisui, and I'll go over to that in a second, but Shisui is stated by Danzo to probably be the strongest. So maybe Danzo doesn't know Fugaku has the Mangekyo. That's a possibility.
Yeah.
But even if it's just like Mangekyo is stronger than Fugaku, it's only like a 3 times amp, right? So like it's not like there's some insane power cliff between Fugaku and Shisui for the most part that I know of, even if like he doesn't know about the Mangekyo. So the thing with Shisui as well, a lot of people like to downplay him with Danzo taking his eye. However, it's literally just Danzo taking him off guard.
Yeah.
I know
I agree.
Sasuke in the same fight didn't get caught off guard. However, in this case, you can just say that Danzo's strategy was different. Shisui wasn't anticipating Danzo to kind of attack him like that, whereas Sasuke was like battle ready. Like,
Yeah, he was trying to kill Danzo.
Well, also Danzo
I agree.
had like immortality in the fight with Sasuke. Sasuke
Yeah.
kills him like 12 times.
Yeah.
And, you know, Shisui would have only needed to kill him once. So, yeah, it
Yes.
is different for sure.
I think Mangekyo Sasuke is downplayed anyway, but
Yeah,
regardless,
I agree.
Danzo taking Shisui's eye is not an anti-feat, dude, because even with one eye, one Sharingan,
While, like, poisoned and crippled, too.
while poisoned and crippled, and because with one eye, it's stated to be an insane nerf to the Sharingan. If you don't have both Sharingan, you're insanely nerfed. Even then, he escapes, uses the Susanoo, and loses Danzo and all of the Anbu with one eye. So there's
That's insane.
no way that Danzo is normally as strong as dual Mangekyo Sharingan Shisui. It's
No way,
It doesn't
no way.
make any sense. Like, not even thematically does it make sense.
Yeah.
On top of that,
That's a good point.
Kodo Matsukami, which we'll go into that in a bit. We have
Yeah.
to go over all the hacks, abilities, all that nonsense. But Shisui and Fugaku are downplayed significantly. Hokage Kakashi is downplayed significantly. But to say that they're like Tobirama, Izuna level might be a stretch because Tobirama is
He's no
actually
joke.
insane.
He's a beast, yeah.
Well, I mean, like, you know, if we're comparing them to, like, the Sanin, Tobirama about, like, without any trouble at all, broke free of Orochimaru's reanimation.
Yeah, he'd whip all their asses on the same night.
Shook the whole room.
All three of the
Sharingan.
Sani. I agree.
And Orochimaru was a little bit spooked that he was gonna break free of the reanimation's control and like kill everybody. Like I think he's pretty clearly like stronger than like, you know, Jiraiya or Orochimaru.
Oh, yes.
That tier. And even though Kakashi and by extension Fugaku and Shisui would be like a few steps above that, I don't really think they have like the feats to put them on the same level as somebody like Tobirama.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, he wasn't like winning against Jubito or anything. He was doing some.
But he held his own. Yeah, he held his own. He wasn't winning, but he was holding his own.
Just kind of like standing around, even with his like Kamui eye, he was just kind of standing around while Obito was doing his like Jubito thing, and Tobirama was in there. He was on the front lines, like, you know, helping Naruto, give him the schmack down with the Rasengan.
He was helping KCM2, Minato, and Naruto in fights. So like, even if he's like not powerful enough to like directly hurt, he could still help characters much stronger than himself.
I agree.
And that's what we're talking about. Like, you know, what if
He'd be a big asset in the fight against the Uchiha clan. I agree completely.
Yeah, and see, the thing is, he can use the Shadow Clone Jutsu and the Flying Raijin Jutsu. Those are like his things. He made them, so it's definitely not off the table. And I feel like if Tobirama shows up to help against like Shisui and Fugaku, like even if it's just a clone,
It'd be a problem.
that could be a pretty big deal. It really depends on what situation Kakashi and Tsunade are in, but I think we both agree that Shisui and Fugaku have like the advantage in that fight.
I agree.
So
definitely Genjutsu wise as well, because we know that Orochimaru, who's probably more combat savvy and cynical than Tsunade, got instantly Genjutsu'd by Itachi.
Yeah.
And Shisui and Fugaku, I don't like using Genjutsu though, but Shisui and Fugaku are kind of known as Genjutsu type fighters. Like they're
Shisui's even better at it than Itachi is.
Yeah.
Like, setting Kodo Matsukami aside,
Monster.
he's even better at Genjutsu than Itachi is.
And, like, even if you say, like, Shisui is, like, maybe relative to, like, 12-year-old Itachi, that's, like, enough to, like, make Obito wary of you. The same Obito who took a Rasengan from a guy who might be able to chop through a being stronger than an 8-tails Jinchuriki.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
well,
saying?
and also,
Good point.
again, 12-year-old Itachi made Orochimaru look like a joke, so he's not, fought. It's not like the difference between like 12-year-old Naruto and adult Naruto. You know, like 12-year-old Itachi's still like a really big deal.
Yeah, he's pretty strong
12-year-old
still.
Itachi's, like, he's still Akatsuki level.
Yeah,
you know, where it's
exactly.
Naruto.
Like they recruited him, you know, even though
Young.
he was that young. Obviously not as strong as he is like now in this fight. But
Yeah.
anyway, so since Shisui and Fugaku seem to have the advantage here. And everybody else is more or less like evenly matched, with the exception of like Tobirama and Izuna, where Tobirama's kind of edging Izuna out. It seems like the Uchiha should probably have this in the bag, which means we need to start going over individual fights and see where that changes. So we already know that Tobirama...
I gotta hear more to agree with that. I don't know if I agree.
think we're both in agreement that Minato would beat Itachi, right? Like,
Yeah.
this
I think so. I think it's too quick.
Particularly the Yatamir.
Itachi's stamina sucks.
Yeah, that's the
And,
thing.
like,
Itachi cannot keep that thing up for long enough to
You have
get
to use
Minato.
hypothetical. You have to use like hypothetical stuff that doesn't even exist for like Itachi to like batter. So,
Yeah.
If we're using like Edo's, like it's a bigger stomp for Minato. So like
Yeah.
use
You have the KCM2, Infinite Chakra, Sage Mode.
Then you'd have to use Edo.
We went over this in the last
Minato,
video.
If
you wanna check that out.
Which, yeah, like he goes
It was
KCM,
Itachi versus
dies.
Minato. I did that video already.
Yeah, like not an argument.
But
The only thing I could-
one thing I don't think a lot of people give Minato enough credit for is his sealing jutsu. Like, some people are probably gonna clip this and meme on us for it, but like Seth and I are pretty sure that Minato would probably have some like weird Uzumaki nonsense that might be able to like seal the Susanoo away so that he could like deal with Itachi without it.
That'd be pretty legendary.
Unironically, might be able to just seal Itachi as well if like it really came down to it. Like it's
like
stupid, but yeah.
Like worst case, like it's not like Itachi's gonna start with the Susanoo. There's just no way. He's not like built for that kind of thing. And if Minato marks him once, then he can like get inside
Yeah,
the
inside.
Susanoo, and the Yatamir is suddenly a non-factor. So it's
Here's something else though for Minato, because this kind of goes more into the teamwork side of things. I don't know if you want to do the teamwork side of things yet, but Minato might be able to BFR Itachi and then help someone else.
what, like if he marks the Susanoo, he might be able to do it.
Like he might just teleport Itachi away and then help someone else, like in a 2v1.
Yeah, that might
Like
also
if Toby,
be possible.
like, say like this, like imagine this, right? I don't like using headcanon, but this is just a fun video. Who cares, you know? Like,
Yeah.
So, say Tobirama's fighting Izuna. Tobirama has the advantage. Shisui and Fugaku kind of like body Kakashi and Tsunade. That's gonna get dislikes, but like, you know, yeah. So like, say that like the three of them start jumping Tobirama. Tobirama might actually be able to hold them off for a bit with Bringer of Darkness. Like Bringer of Darkness is anime technique where he can like block the abilities of all their Mangekyo Sharingans.
Yeah.
Pretty legendary shit.
Tobirama's implied to have that. So
Yeah.
he might be able to hold them off for a bit. He's also insanely smart, fast. He can teleport around. We don't know about his Edo abilities. We're not going to assume that. But it's implied that he can also hold off people like Ginkaku and Ginkaku at the same time. So he's not like he's not new to this. He's taken off and held off powerful teams of people by himself before canonically.
He's battle tested
and,
for
okay,
sure.
so let's-
Battle tested person.
Let's go ahead and address something that a lot of people are mad at us for. We did maybe kind of sort of downplay Tobirama for dying to the Kinkaku Force.
Yeah, I think everyone does that sometimes, you know?
I had to make the whole video like apologizing and like, going over it.
But there were 20 of them, and if they were all comparable to fucking Kinkaku and Ginkaku, that's pretty impressive that he was able to like fight them at all, much less
Or
for
even just competent.
Yeah.
Think about the Leaf Village. Like, if you're okay, this is like anime only BS, but like, think of all the random shinobi that are like elite shinobi who are just they're tasked with hunting down the Akatsuki. Like, what was it? That one random dude that started like fist fighting Kakuzu to save like like Shikamaru and
Yeah,
stuff.
Alba,
Like,
yeah.
Dude, then he's just like a random like special Joni. Now imagine like the Cloud Village's like top unit, like all top tier Jonin. Like this is their like village's version of like Asuma, Kakashi, Guy, and like Kurenai and all of them on the same team. You know, like it's like
and they're
not
like
their
led
random
by
squad.
Kinkaku and Ginkaku, yeah.
Exactly.
And then like not only that, Tobirama holds them all off enough for his whole team just to get away, and they can't even track them down. Like that's insane.
Yeah.
Like, so. And not only that, but Minato might be, if he ever sees Tobirama in trouble, he might BFR Itachi.
Minato's a sensory type, by the way, so yeah, he'd be
might
able to sense it.
BFR Itachi, and then help Minato, will help Tobirama body the other three. Like, that might actually be a thing.
Yeah, it
Right.
really depends. But see, then if, and we're not saying this is the case, I'm pretty sure Seth and I agree that Itachi loses. But if Itachi does win that fight, Tobirama's
It's
done,
not
dude.
impossible. It's not
Like,
impossible.
If Itachi
Yeah.
pulls up with Shisui and Fugaku, like I don't know what
Oh,
Tobirama's supposed to do about all of that.
Like,
So
it's,
Let's go over this real quick. Like I said, I did Minato versus Itachi, and they did like the video that Seth and Swagkage did. You should go check that out if you haven't already. If they're in Edo mode, you know, like reanimations, it's very unlikely, in my opinion, that Itachi beats Minato. I think he's with the KCM2 Sage mode. Minato is just on another level. And yeah, Itachi could have that Susanoo on forever because it's infinite chakra. But eventually, Minato is so astronomically quicker, exponentially quicker than Itachi, that he would, you know, maybe be quick enough to even put a seal on Itachi before he can even summon the Susanoo. That's how quick he is, in my opinion. He's a lot quicker. You know, maybe once that it's GG's if he's that quick. You know, to that scale of speed, it's over for Itachi. And they are going based off the strongest versions. So in my opinion, he would beat Itachi pretty handedly. Even in the best case scenario, which I went over, where he just spams Amaterasu everywhere, and you know, has the Susanoo up, has a Totsuka blade, has a Yatamir, everything. I think it would just be too much. I think, and it might even be possible with the nine-tail chakra that he could, you know, kind of do what Naruto did to Sasuke when he summoned Amaterasu. He kind of threw it off himself with the chakra. And yeah, they did make a good point that Minato doesn't have as much experience with the nine-tail chakra and KCM mode, right? But it's possible. So it's very unlikely that Itachi wins. I think Minato probably beats him, and then he helps the lower tier fighters like Tobirama, Kakashi, Tsunade, right? He goes and helps them out. And yeah, Itachi could win. It's possible. It is possible, but I think it's highly unlikely. And if he wins, well, I think he would obviously go help the lower tiers, and Tobirama will probably be underwhelmed and probably killed, and the Uchiha would win. But yeah, let's continue.
man. Like, yeah, if Itachi beats Minato, holy hell. Like, it is, they're all getting annihilated.
there's so many like
Yeah.
diverging like
Possibilities.
event trees here.
Yeah, exactly.
And, I mean, like, if we look at
It
this,
could
like,
be its own anime, dude.
yeah,
Like,
if we
where's the
look
anime
at
war of
this, like a real fight, there, like, sometimes people just have like bad days, you know. So like, if Minato shows up and he's just not feeling it, you know, like maybe Itachi will win, and then
He's like War Arc Minato, where he's like saying ... instead of replying to everything.
yeah, he just can't think of anything. Yeah, he's like
Yeah.
off his ball game. But yeah, that makes a huge difference. For more conclusive insight into like how all of these fights play out, let's go back up the ladder and take a look at Hiruzen versus Obito.
This one's honestly gonna be the most interesting one for me.
So
That's gonna be the biggest one.
6 Biju is like a lot.
Yes, it is.
But it's more problematic if you like assume that they're all like 8 or 9 tails level, which like they definitely are not.
Yeah, they're not. There's no way.
And yeah, Hiruzen has literally like shoved away a being that's stronger than all of them put together times.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly.
like, you know, like, but the thing is that
The nine tails.
Obito
Yeah.
has fought in KCM2 Naruto as well.
And well, so
alongside
Obito's
Kakashi.
also amping the Biju.
Yeah.
Because the Jinchuriki were amped enough to like damage Naruto, like KCM Naruto, and they just like they wouldn't have been able to do this normally.
You know how many people I've talked to that think that like they're not amped by Obito? Oh,
but
dude,
like
they think
yeah,
they're the
like
same.
Yeah.
okay, dude, like I guess Kakazu is KCM Naruto level.
No, jeez.
No, but like real talk though. So like Kakazu, like just like destroyed
Honestly,
Yagura.
I think him versus Hiruzen is a great fight.
Yeah.
You know, I think like
Yes, I agree.
I think like with that multi-continental attack potency, like he would just shoot his like imagine like Hiruzen, he makes his like 4 clones that held off the Buddha statue that attacked the whole Shinobi Alliance, and Kakazu shoots like his 4 elements at the same time, and they like clash. It's like a bit. I think they're the same.
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling that battle, man.
Yeah, I'm feeling this one too.
Yeah, so like.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I'm trying to think. This is really difficult to decide.
Yes, it is.
Like,
it's a close battle, in my opinion.
Imagine like Obito gets like 2 of them in formation. They both blast like Biju bombs, and then Hiruzen makes a clone, and it uses like super ultra mega fucking giga expansion jutsu and just like blocks the fucking Biju bombs.
Sheesh.
So like,
I feel like this one's gonna be the most headcanon-y though, because we're using like a really weird like pimped out Hiruzen that has.
Well, like here's something I want to say too. Like, I don't want to. This video is already so long, and we're like not even going into super detail with a lot of things yet. So it's like, I just want people to know that this video is more like kind of a fun talk.
Yeah.
That's how I'm kind of viewing it. Just
Still interesting though.
Like,
still very interesting.
See on Facebook.
All
your friends would just
yeah,
talk
no
about.
clipping it and
opinion.
being like, see, Swag and Seth are actually.
It's just a fun talk.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. So like, in my personal opinion, I would definitely imagine, because Hiruzen in character, he spams shadow clones, what Orochimaru said.
Yeah.
He has a bunch of hacks. He unironically might be able to mind transfer jutsu a Biju.
Oh man, that is true.
Smack them around with his Enma pole. So I actually think that the Biju can't even do anything to Hiruzen.
Yeah, I think that they're gonna get dealt with here.
He'll figure it out with the huge arsenal of jutsu he has at his disposal.
With the Renegon, really take on.
And I think that this is actually a good question, because Obito with the Renegon is like, he's
underrated.
Yeah,
he's underrated.
He's a beast.
So
he fought KCM to Naruto, a Kakashi that was like way stronger than like he had been before, right?
Yeah,
like
he's spamming combos.
Super plot amp, and he fought like 7th Gate guy and B like all at once, and he was doing fine before.
He was.
Yeah.
And
so speed-wise, he's insanely impressive.
Yeah.
He's very
Yeah.
good.
And this was all without using Renegon powers, which like
Exactly.
Let's be honest.
That's insane.
He used them. He neglected to use them for no reason. And actually, as a matter of fact, if he was telling the truth, he would use them against Hiruzen, because his reason was, well, you guys know how to counter them. You fought Pain, so they'd be worthless. There's no point. They'd just be a waste of chakra. That's stupid, but let's assume it's true. It's right there in the manga. That means that he would use
absorbing chakra is a waste of chakra.
Yeah. But let's assume it's true. Then that means then that Hiruzen has not fought Pain, so he wouldn't be prepared for this. So Obito would probably be throwing out Shinra Tenseis, Chibaku Tenseis. He'd be absorbing jutsu, and Hiruzen's throwing out a lot of these. So Obito's going to be getting like a bunch of chakra.
That's literally what he's known for.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Obito's going to be getting a bunch of chakra. He might be able to like soul rip Hiruzen. So
oh man, that's true. Really GG's if that happens.
Like the main thing is, I feel like Genjutsu is going to make a big difference here, because most of Hiruzen's physical attacks aren't going to make a big difference, because Obito's whole thing is that he like phases through.
Yeah,
exactly.
He just doesn't even. He just ignores physical damage.
Yeah.
So like, I will say in Hiruzen's defense that Obito never took an attack from full power KCM to Naruto. Like he fought like the cloaked version, but like it's implied the full power version is like the Avatar, right? So, like, maybe getting headbutted or Rasengan from that Naruto isn't the same as, like, the full Avatar punching you in the face or something.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. But
in Hiruzen's, like, defense, if you say that Hiruzen knows Bringer of Darkness, he might really go hard in this fight.
Yeah.
Like,
that's true from Tobirama.
Go hard. So,
exactly.
Like, and if Hiruzen knows forbidden secret jutsu of every clan and his teacher Tobirama, why wouldn't he know a basic genjutsu like Bringer of Darkness?
Bringer of Darkness doesn't seem like basic. It seems kind of high level, but like comparatively
I know it's powerful,
basic,
but like comparatively basic to like reanimation.
Yeah.
It seems like Death Seal,
it seems like something he would have used against the
headcanon-y, but inductive reasoning here.
Yeah.
He knows
It's
over
possible.
1,000 illusions. Tobirama was his teacher that he surpassed and learned
Yes.
everything from, as well as Hashirama. So why wouldn't they teach him something to deal
But
with
then
Uchiha?
there's like that whole thing about can the Rinnegan see through visual genjutsu?
Well, it's implying the Sharingan can't see through it.
But
So I
can
don't know
the
if the
Rinnegan like?
I don't know if the Rinnegan has better vision in this jutsu
Yeah.
than the Sharingan, but we know that the
I know that that's
Sharingan
like a
can't.
huge rumor, but I don't know if there's any validity to it off the top of my head.
Yeah, I think it's actually okay.
Yeah, that's something we just don't really know.
The
Can't say
Sharingan
myself.
Can see through smoke, like when Izuma.
I think
Izuna
the
fights.
reason it's stated to have genjutsu immunity is because even the infinite Tsukuyomi didn't work on the Rinnegan. That's right. But that's like,
So like,
but
it's like a higher dojutsu. So like you can
but,
you can
that
overpower
was
it.
Sasuke's Rinnegan, like his six
Well, like,
pads
listen to
bullshit
this.
one.
Listen to this one. So like, when if you compare just raw eyesight, you can say that the Rinnegan is more powerful, but it lacks certain traits. You
Yeah.
like Madara degrading his Rinnegan back to Mangekyo to use Genjutsu or something, right? Like they can still have different powers, even though Rinnegan's stronger.
Yeah.
So like, one thing that's interesting about the Sharingan is look at Pain versus Naruto, and then Izuna versus Tobirama, and you'll notice Pain got caught off guard by a smoke screen. He couldn't see through it. But
Exactly.
then, and
That's
he
a good
also
point.
could not see inside Gamabunta's mouth. He couldn't even see in Gamabunta's mouth, let alone
That is true.
Bringer of Darkness, anti-Sharingan, anti-Mangekyo land. But
No, you're right. Yeah.
then you have Izuna able to see in smoke and
Right.
Kunai in smoke. So it's like, I
Is
think
the-
it's implied the vision might be better, but even if the Rinnegan is stronger and counters its Genjutsu, blah, 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 I think there is an implication.
Is the inside of like Gamabunta's mouth the same as like an artificially like created bit of darkness though? I don't know.
Well, like, both just remove your eyesight, so I don't know. Like, it's
See, well,
literally
we
just
don't
like,
even know if Hiruzen like has this. I don't know. This is fucking.
I
weird.
agree. I'm definitely saying it's more of an inductive thing.
Yeah.
not a
I
factual. It's
agree.
more
I mean, it
inductive.
Yeah,
makes sense
it's
for
you'd have to
Hiruzen,
assume it.
but
You can't say it's a
I
fact.
see this, like,
But it's
really
possible.
thing with Obito.
Yeah.
But like,
Even okay, let's say he doesn't have it.
yeah.
Say he doesn't have it. He mollywops all the Bijou.
Yeah. We agree that he's
knocks
he's
them
definitely
out.
taking them out.
Yeah, he would beat them. I agree.
He's taking them all out. Can he learn how to counter Obito's Kamui? Probably yes, in my opinion, because
Is he
people
quick enough
underestimate
though?
How smart Hiruzen is. People think Tobirama's this uber genius.
Yeah.
So
But
let
like,
me tell you-
let's take a look at how Hiruzen like reacted to
Yeah.
the truth-seeking orbs. It's like
yeah,
Tobirama was like, they negate ninjutsu, like the most obvious observation he could have made ever, and then like Hiruzen gets like hit by one, and he's like, this must be, this is very similar to Onoki's particle style, but it seems even more complex and even more dangerous. It has to be at least 4 changes in chakra nature at once, maybe even 5. No wonder it's able to completely bypass all ninjutsu. Like, just like crazy shit in like 1 second.
Some
Exactly.
Death Note panel, dude.
Yeah.
Like, literally.
And then like again, Tobirama, you know, the guy who's supposed to be like 10 billion IQ is just like,
Whatever the day brings, Grammarly helps you communicate smarter.
yeah, it negates ninjutsu.
Yeah, it negates it. So it's like, another thing too is that it's kind of implied that Tobirama, he was kind of impressing Minato with his strategy.
Yeah.
Now Minato wasn't on his full game.
Yeah, Minato
But
in the war
Tobirama-
arc was weird, like just
Yeah,
weirdly.
and in
awkward.
my video I go over that, but like, he's definitely not in his game, but he's still very impressed with Tobirama.
Yeah.
He's still impressed with him. So the fact that Hiruzen's still on that level, and then Minato figured out Kamui, more inductive reasoning, but I just think you can just add 2 + 2. You know what I'm
I
saying?
think
Like
the main thing is that
That's
like,
fair.
Minato could teleport and was like really fast. I think he's
Yes.
probably faster than Hiruzen, like for sure. So
Inside
if
as well,
if
like-
Hiruzen isn't fast enough to like do something about it, then and like also Obito.
Yeah,
is, like,
that's all I was
more
saying. Is he
experienced
fast
at this
enough?
point, too? So like
Yes.
maybe Minato wouldn't even be able to hit him now, but like also so on the faster thing, if we're talking like prime Hiruzen, because he's not like old, he's able to use all these jutsu that we never see him use in his old age. Would one of those jutsu maybe, perhaps, possibly be the Flying Raijin jutsu?
That's what I was thinking.
He might have like a really like prototype version of it.
Yeah, it
That's what I was
definitely
thinking.
wouldn't be as good, because otherwise,
Yeah,
you'd
there's
see
no way.
him, like carrying around the kunai or something. But
Yeah, he might have a base.
There's no way it's Minato to Burama
maybe
level.
he can teleport or use like body flicker or like something. I don't know. This one's definitely like a hard call for sure.
Maybe
Very hard call. Very, very
What he
hard.
could do is like he could control a Bijou with his mind transfer
Yeah.
as well. Like maybe he can mind transfer a Bijou to help him fight Obito, but like
He would have to have a
it's-
clone do that, because
Most likely,
it's
yes.
okay, so how about this? You guys in the comments, right? I want you guys to go over and just think about the way we're arguing, right? We're not saying, Prime Hiruzen, 1 billion that's stronger than Hashirama and everyone, okay? We're just saying a hypothetical Hiruzen who's considered the Prime, who's considered a god of shinobi because he knows so many jutsu and he's decently pretty powerful, right? Could smack around
Yes.
Bijou easily. That's why he's a god. So just take that Hiruzen in mind. Put him against Renegon Obito with all of those Bijou and pain powers. Who do you think takes it and why? Like, how about you guys answer that in the
how would Hiruzen stop Chibaku Tensei, I wonder? That's
Probably
main
the
thing.
same way Itachi implied.
Yeah. Yeah, Hiruzen doesn't seem like he has a lot of like
Yeah, Chibaku
insanely
Tensei.
high, like
It's a real problem sometimes.
jutsu, but that's just because we never see him use them. Like I
Like
feel
when
like
he fights
does.
the Guru statue, he's like sniping. He's like
Yeah.
firing it like a football field away.
Yeah,
like,
you're right.
So he definitely has range for sure.
Yes, he does, for sure.
But yeah, I think it's a good battle. I think the comments should answer that one. Or chat. Yeah, chat should answer
Yeah,
that
yeah,
one.
yeah.
But,
Chat, live chat.
All right. Let me try to give my... Sorry, dropped my mouse. Let me try to give my best answer here. Let's give best case scenario for Hiruzen. Let's say he knows all the jutsus, including a less potent and efficient flying Raijin and teleportation jutsu, body flicker. Let's say he knows those, but obviously they're not as good as Hashirama's or Minato's. Let's say he knows it. Let's say he has all the jutsus, all the jutsus. He's on a relative playing field to Hashirama. And let's say he has the Getter of Darkness jutsu that Tobirama had, right? That basically negates the Sharingan. And let's say that not even the Renegon could see through it, because Seth made a good point that when Pain was in, the frog's mouth, the toad's mouth, he couldn't see with the Renegon. He was blinded. Let's say that he can't use a Sharingan in the Darkness jutsu or his Renegon vision in the Darkness jutsu. This is my best case scenario. And this obviously things have to go right for Hiruzen. He uses, Shadow Possession jutsu on all the Bijou to hold them. And this is if he has enough chakra. And I'm implying that he has tons. Maybe not as much as Naruto or Hashirama, but he has enough in this situation. So Shadow Possession, Mind Transfer. So at that point, at least a couple of them are out of Obito's control. And he has Obito in the Darkness jutsu, the Getter of Darkness. Kami would be negated because he can't see. He won't know what is coming from. And that'd be a problem. And in that scenario, I believe Hiruzen gets it done. I think he kills Obito. He has so many jutsus, we probably can't even name them all. He has all of them in the Library of the Leaf. All the listed jutsus in the library, in the Leaf Village, he has them at his disposal. Expansion jutsu, everything. In that case, I believe he beats Obito. Okay, so now let's go to Obito's best case scenario. Let's say Hiruzen doesn't have Flying Raijin, or at least it isn't quick enough to counter Kamui. Let's say that. And the Getter of Darkness only negates Sharingan and not Renegon, right? Let's say only legit darkness does, like the Toad. That wasn't a jutsu. That was just you're inside a physical, non-jutsu created environment from the Toad. That's why Pain couldn't see in it. So let's say it only negates the Sharingan, because that's a fact that we do know from Tobirama versus Uzuna. And he could see with his Renegon. It'd be GG. I mean, he had the Kamui. First of all, Hiruzen wouldn't be quick enough, no matter how smart he is. Maybe he'd come up with something pretty efficient. And the Bijou would kind of like we can all agree that Hiruzen could beat the Bijou in his prime if he's in a relative playing field to Hashirama. To me, it'd be more of a distraction. He'd probably just throw it at Obito, would just throw it at Hiruzen to kind of throw him off, and maybe use a Renegon ability or a Sharingan ability while he's busy with the Bijou, which he wouldn't be that busy, but busy enough, I'd say, with 6 of them, attacking him. And he could, like you said, rip his soul out, absorb all his chakra to the point of exhaustion or death, and basically not get hit by any ninjutsu because of the Kamui. He'd keep spamming. He'd keep spamming Kamui. He'd be shifting through everything that Hiruzen throws at him, and he wouldn't be quick enough to attack him at the moment of materialization. Like when Minato hit him, or when Kakashi used his own Sharingan against him, and Naruto hit him with a Rasengan. So in that case, I believe Obito would overwhelm Hiruzen and beat him. I think he'd defeat him. It wouldn't be easy in either scenario, in my opinion. I think it'd be difficult. And in a equal playing field, it's really based on situation and what happens. It could go either way, honestly. In the most realistic world that we can think of, it'd go either way. I tend to side. I'm not even going to side, just for the sake of it's too close, in my opinion. But yeah, that's a hell of a battle. That's probably the best battle in this whole video, in my opinion. It's very interesting. I would love to see that. I wish we would have seen that. But let's continue.
I think this one really, really, really helps determine.
It just hinges on Tobirama's battle.
I kind of think it hinges on this. Because Tobirama, I think Tobirama beats Izuna, but then it comes down to whether or not he can beat Shisui and Fugaku. And
if Minato does some BFR Itachi,
we agree that Minato probably beats Itachi. So
most likely
this one's actually a lot more important, because if Obito can beat Hiruzen and he pulls up against Tobirama,
that's tough.
Yeah.
Like Minato was able.
Tobirama cannot stop Obito.
Yeah, and then it would be
no way.
Shisui, Fugaku, and Obito versus Minato, and Minato was able to beat young little baby Obito.
Yeah. I don't know about adult.
Renegon, souped up, juiced up Obito.
Yeah,
dude,
I doubt it.
If that base one-eyed Obito could tank a Rasengan from Minato and get away.
Yeah, Obito would just absorb it. Because Obito
he would.
For this now, right? He'd see Minato teleport. He'd be like, oh, okay, got it. And then he would just absorb it. And it's not like it takes a long time to do. Nagato, who's significantly weaker and slower than Obito was able to react to KCM Naruto, creating a chakra arm that the Sharingan can't even track, and using a Rasengan, and Nagato just absorbed it, it was no big deal. So I'm pretty sure Obito would be able to react to Flying Regime level 2.
I agree.
At this point, and would be able to absorb Minato's Rasengan and stuff. So the point is he's a lot better suited to fight Minato here. So if he beats Hiruzen, Minato and Tobirama aren't gonna have a very good time. And so
not at all.
Then that's all the Kage, aside from of course Naruto and Hashirama, beaten. And
well, here's something interesting though. Tobirama versus Izuna would probably end. It's implied that it ended very quick.
Yeah.
It implied it didn't last very long. So Tobirama might just end his battle very fast and help one of the other people as well.
But who does he pick?
Yeah, who does he help?
That's a good question.
From the sounds of it, Kakashi and Tsunade.
And he could use Shadow Clone, right? He could use Shadow Clone and help both.
Definitely.
He's obviously created it.
I think Tsunade she gets negged pretty bad, but she's a fighter. She's a fighter. She can heal. She can heal.
Bro,
Kakashi,
what if this is blood phobia Tsunade?
Oh god, that's GG's.
Maybe she can hold out
Just bodied
for Tobirama.
Her whole thing is regeneration, so yeah.
Yeah, she could hold her own for a little while. Maybe. She's not winning, but I doubt it. But yeah.
But so, what's weird is both Madara and Hashirama are capable of helping the other guys. Hashirama could send out wood clones.
Wood clone, right?
But Madara could also send out the full 9 tails.
Oh god, that's true.
So And both of those make a pretty big difference. Like if Hashirama Wood clones show up and
Good luck.
help Minato against Itachi, for example, Itachi's not walking away. He's done.
He's dead. Yeah.
immediately. But like if the Nine Tails shows up and like Hiruzen suddenly has to fight
maybe-
Obito and all the Biju, like, oh, well,
Maybe
That's
Minato
pretty-
is more useful than we think.
Yeah.
Because if Minato were to like, because he can just teleport anywhere. Like he can teleport around the battlefield, very easy, right? He can easily start helping everyone else at the same time. And Itachi has almost no way to really punish that. Right?
he might like.
He might.
He
but
might
it's
punish
hard.
Minato by attacking other people, because keep in mind, they all start right next to each other. So Itachi,
Yeah.
if Minato leaves, might be like, oh, well, okay, I'm just gonna
But, like,
Totsuka
Minato's-
GG Hiruzen.
Minato's
Oh, God.
thing to help people is contract seals.
Yeah.
'Cause he can release the controls of these Biju as well.
Yeah.
And they might turn on the Uchiha pretty easily. So,
That's
is
the
true.
other thing, though. Yeah, if
That
he
is true.
contract seals all of the Biju, then Obito just immediately has to retract them into the Geromazo. Like,
Yeah.
And then they're like not assets to him anymore. One thing we haven't talked about yet, though, is Kodo Matsukami.
oh boy.
This makes a huge difference potentially, because it's like the only person who's probably immune to it is like Naruto. But
Most likely,
everybody
yes.
else, like Kodo Matsukami is hyped up as like the Genjutsu, like the strongest one ever, like right below Infinite Tsukuyomi. And
The only
Yes.
The only thing I can see is like maybe Hiruzen, because Hiruzen's the only one who really knows about it.
Yeah.
He's the only one. So like, the only thing I can see happening is if Hiruzen deems it that much of a threat.
wait, but this is like
He-
prime
he could-
Hiruzen, right? This isn't
he could-
old man
he
Hiruzen.
could tell. He could tell Tobi Rama and Hashirama to like, hey, use Bringer Darkness. Like he's gonna activate Kodo or something. Like maybe, but
But does this
That's really
Hiruzen
about it.
even know about it? Because this is young
Kakashi would
Hiruzen.
know about it too. Kakashi would also know about it, but
Naruto actually does. Never mind. Itachi explained it to him.
Shisui, yeah, Kakashi, Tsunade, Hiruzen, and Naruto would all know about it. So
Yes.
if Shisui just starts off with Kodo to like mind wipe the whole other team, like Naruto might stop it or like tell them what he's doing or something, or
It's
anything
very
of the sort,
iffy.
like-
I feel like honestly Naruto could blitz Shisui like before.
He even does it.
unless Sasuke stops him.
That's the fuck god
Yeah.
shit. This Naruto and
Yeah, Sasuke
Sasuke
might stop
battle.
him.
Yeah, so like Naruto goes to blitz Shisui and Sasuke's like no, and he like slaps down a big Susanoo
Yeah.
arm, and then
Like a
it's too
typical
late.
anime scene.
Yeah. I can already see the fight unfolding, right? But then like Minato teleports to him and like warps him away so it doesn't work, and
Right.
so maybe we end up with Minato versus Shisui instead.
Yeah, there's honestly this topic we've been talking forever. It's like
And it
50
ca-
minutes.
Yeah, and it can
Still
unfold
going.
so many different ways. All right,
Exactly.
so
So many possible
We're very creative.
scenarios.
We could literally just do this.
we could
all
make this a
day,
10-hour video, yeah.
Yeah,
No,
let's,
let's do it. Let's go super in depth, like every
Yeah, dude.
detail. Let's do it.
The editor will love this video.
Oh God.
Hell yeah.
No, but so who honestly like which team do you think takes it?
It's a tough battle right there.
Kodo Matsukami aside,
Yeah,
I like the Hokage chances a bit,
I agree.
but I feel like it's like a 6-10, like 6 out of 10 for Hokage. Like it's like, like they win 6 out of 10 times. Like,
Yeah.
that's what it feels like to me.
Yeah, it's pretty
I can
close.
see arguments. Like the only problem is like Fugaku. We don't really know
What he's capable of, right? Yeah.
at all. And Izuna is just kind of bad. Tobi Rama.
Yeah,
We already think Minato is stronger than Itachi. Here, and even if you said Hiruzen and Obito and Hashirama, Madara, and Naruto, Sasuke all stalemated, it's like, well, now
if
you have
if those
Minato.
three are stalemates, then yeah, the rest are Hokage every time.
so it's
Agree.
kind of like you have Minato and Tobi Rama beating their matchups, who we think are stronger than the other two matchups. So it's like, well,
Yeah, and then they come down and like rain hell
Yeah.
upon Shisui and Fugaku. So
Yes.
yeah. So it's like that's just my take. I can see arguments.
no,
for
I
both, but
agree.
that's
I
what
think
I'm
the
saying.
Hokage win this. I think this gets really interesting if we start talking about it with Naruto and Sasuke helping everybody out at once.
Yeah.
You know, and like Madara and Hashirama doing the same, because like Naruto and Sasuke can individually kill anybody on the opposite team, but
No
like
problem,
you
yeah.
pointed out, they can both stop each other from doing this.
Exactly. They'll both
So
stop each
like
other.
as like support fighters, they're like, yeah, they would be like really interesting, and the same would be true of Madara and Hashirama, and
Like-
that might impact things like.
And there's such interesting things that Naruto and Sasuke do, which is why it's unfortunate. Like
Naruto can give everybody a QB cloak like he did in the war, for
and then
example.
Sasuke can
True.
like BFR people on the Kage team.
Yeah, he can like
It's
switch
limited.
places with people and shit.
That's pretty dope. Yeah, you can.
Maybe. Oof. Ugh, can he do that mid battle? Like.
Yes,
Ugh.
he does. Like, I don't
Like,
want
he
to
made-
bring
like, he
up. I
just
don't want
does
to bring up Boruto, but like he does it against Momoshiki to like trap Momoshiki in one of Naruto's attacks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember
So-
that.
Oh my god, that sounds disgusting in combo with like Totsuka Blade.
Oh
Could you
god.
Imagine he just like has Itachi stab him and just switches places.
Holy moly, that's
Oh
insane.
yeah, that
That's so
Itachi
true.
and Sasuke might have dirty combos.
yeah.
Oh god, that is nasty.
Probably more dirty than Naruto's combos with anyone.
Yeah.
Strangely enough.
Well, and
so-
the Rinnegan can like heal people too. So like he might be able to like restore Itachi's stamina.
That's just bonkers.
Yeah, or even revive people.
Oh yeah, like if the Hokage like take people out, Sasuke can revive people with the Naraka path, or you know, like worst
Yeah.
case scenario, Rene rebirth. But I don't think he'd Rene rebirth anybody and like die.
Sasuke just steals all of the Nine Tails chakra or all the bijou. He absorbs all those bijou there.
He's just like, yeah,
Like, it's
Obito,
just-
let me take him.
Dude, what if he's like, yo, Obito, Madara, let me take these bijou, and like he just uses Indra's arrow, like you know what I'm saying? Like it's possible, dude. Like it's literally possible.
That is very, very possible.
There's so many ways that this could go. Yeah, with the Itachi Sasuke combo, I'm a little bit partial to the Uchiha now, just a little.
Yeah, I don't know. After that little discussion, oof, like that's
because like
def-
Hiruzen and
definitely not
Minato
6
are
out
like
of 10
strong, but like I don't think Minato can teleport out of the Totsuka blade.
I don't think Hiruzen's fighting Sasuke teleporting Totsuka Blade into him.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm sorry, guys.
Like
I really
Bringer
don't
of
see it.
Darkness. Yeah, like
it's not.
yeah, that's fuck.
Yeah, that's true, man. Holy moly. That's
Like
really
I don't
true.
know, like maybe Naruto could do something about it, but like maybe he just punches Itachi Susanoo so hard.
We already know that like the way that because like Naruto and Sasuke are counters to each other, right?
Yeah,
But Naruto doesn't actually counter Sasuke's teleportation.
yeah.
What happens is that Naruto is just so durable that no matter what Sasuke teleports into him, it doesn't do anything, right? That's
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But he never like stops Sasuke from teleporting, from what I can tell. He actually gets a Chidori slammed into his face, like
Yeah.
in their fight. So
Right.
I don't know if he could stop a lot of things. Like, what if he like shot a fireball at like Madara and Hashirama's battle, and then he like switched places with the fireball?
Yeah, because
You
like
know, get closer
Amaterasu is
to
not
them.
gonna do shit to him. He can absorb his own jutsu.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah.
To like basically give himself like infinite chakra. I feel like.
He could also Amaterasu is great.
I was about to say
Like,
we haven't even talked
he
about
has-
Amaterasu yet.
dude, he has like he could like look at any battle and shoot it off.
Yeah.
And, like, even if Naruto like gets a slight advantage because you know Sasuke aimed it somewhere else, it's like, well, now you know all those guys might be dead.
Yeah,
So,
Naruto
like,
has a
Yeah.
much harder time protecting everybody than Sasuke does.
which is weird.
Yeah, this fight I think is just gonna come down to Sasuke just being an asshole and constantly just trying to bully all the weaker guys. Like, and Naruto
That's very
just
true.
struggling in vain to stop them.
Which
Very
like,
true.
Sasuke and like it seems like Naruto would be more of an honest fighter than Sasuke too. Like Sasuke might actually just.
Well,
like,
we have to assume that this is like some weird like bloodlusted Sasuke if it's like Boruto era anyway. So
Yeah. And
Sheesh.
maybe Naruto can do some stuff like in the war arc, like he did versus the Bijou, where like he puts a cloak around everyone, so whenever Sasuke tries to attack, he can like flick off their attacks.
yeah, but I don't
He
know
did.
if like the Naruto would have to like substantially weaken himself if he wants to make anyone strong enough to like tank Sasuke attacks, you know? And
True,
I don't
true.
think any Biju cloak is gonna do anything against Ame no Tejikara teleport you into Totsuka Blade. Like
maybe Naruto can use his clones to kind of like overwhelm Sasuke's ability to like help everyone or something. Maybe that's a possibility, but like
yeah.
True.
that's why it's just Naruto and Sasuke like I don't want to.
They're so strong. They're a problem.
Is Totsuka GG?
More than 20 million people use Grammarly every day to improve their writing.
What does he do?
It depends if you think
It's iffy, man.
Blade ignores durability, because if it does, then
It's over.
possible. However, with sealing jutsu, there are limits to sealing jutsu.
Yeah.
Like there's definitely limits. Like even the Reaper Death Seal
Yeah.
requires. It's like it's
Well,
a question of
The
volume
thing
is
about the
always talked
Reaper
about.
Death Seal, though, is like that didn't work on Orochimaru, but the Totsuka Blade did with like no effort. So I think that Totsuka Blade might actually be stronger.
Hey, Orochimaru did say that Hiruzen could have pulled it off if he was 10 years younger. To be fair, but
Yeah.
I do see what you're saying. Like I don't know if it's like a no limits thing with the Totsuka Blade. Like could it just
Yeah,
absorb
it's
Kage?
unknown to us.
I don't think Hagoromo was being like, if only we had Itachi's Totsuka Blade, we could have seen.
Yeah. Oh, but man, we wouldn't have to do all this fucking like
I
six
don't think
pads
that's
Shibaku Tensei stuff.
You know,
yeah.
we wouldn't have had to make a new moon if only we had Itachi's Totsuka Blade. It's like,
Yeah.
no, I don't think that's being implied. Inductive argument again.
But I do
Sure,
think the
but, you know.
Totsuka Blade works on like everybody else that's not like six pads level here, right? Like I'm pretty sure it still works on Hashirama.
I
Yeah.
definitely see like an argument being made. I just
For
working
Naruto,
on Kage,
yeah, probably
yeah,
not.
Probably not.
And look, okay, people are gonna be like, "Oh wow, swag, nice Uchiha bias," but like, I don't rep Itachi in versus battles normally. I'm normally on the other side.
If anything, I'm the Itachi guy.
Yeah,
like
it's not necessarily because I don't like Itachi. It's just generally I happen to be talking about Itachi fighting people that I think he just loses to, and here I don't know. I'm kind of inclined to say that his Totsuka Blade's a big deal, especially with Sasuke just being like, "Here, big bro, here, just keep having chakra, bro. Don't worry about your stamina problems. Here you go. I got you."
I mean, unless he's an Edo Tensei, then he won't have a stamina. He won't have a chakra problem.
Yeah, maybe it's going in the Uchiha favor, but it's like
If
you add Sasuke, adding in, it's like, well, Naruto will probably come with all the clones and shit. It's like,
Yeah.
it's still just like Naruto and Sasuke should probably stay on their own, but whatever. Like,
Could Itachi and Sasuke like combine their Susanoo, like the Kyuubi cloak and the Susanoo? Cause like if Itachi can have like Sasuke wrap his big ass Susanoo around the Totsuka Blade,
don't they have like a team attack in Storm?
yeah, but they don't
4?
like wrap their Susanoo around each other. It's like different.
Yeah.
Yeah. I forgot what they do in Storm 4.
They like Itachi has the perfect Susanoo in it, so
yeah, it has like wings or something. It's like, well, that's weird. Yeah, even Shisui has a perfect Susanoo in that game.
which is fucking dumb, but whatever.
Yeah, maybe like Itachi could give the Totsuka Blade to Sasuke.
What, he
but
like
I
just
don't know.
tosses it to him?
Like, I mean, he could. Like, I probably could give it away. It just
It's
seems kinda
implied
out
to
of
be like a
character.
physical weapon too by Orochimaru.
Like
He was
something
like,
you can find.
yeah, that Orochimaru was like looking for. So maybe Itachi's like, here, I give you like permission to use it. And then at that point, like in Sasuke's hands, yeah, it's
over, man. That's hard.
It's totally busted. Like,
I don't know. I think we've been
Probably
talking
have
about
it.
this for too long. About an hour.
an hour and 5 minutes, my good.
Yeah,
chap.
so
Yeah,
I'm just gonna let everybody else decide this from here on out. We've done our job, right? Like, we've talked about this for long enough.
Crazy stuff, man. Crazy
Yeah,
stuff.
Discussion. So come to your own conclusions. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I feel
remember
like
the rules though. Remember the rules. You know, no Hashirama Hiruzen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, come on,
generally try to keep Naruto and Sasuke apart, but you know you can.
it's okay to talk about it a little bit.
Yeah.
If you think one heavily outdoes the other in teamwork or something like.
Yeah. I really want a result on Hiruzen versus Obito.
Same. That's the main one.
It's tough. It's a tough
Again,
battle.
no Hashirama Hiruzen. No. We're our Hiruzen, our OC Hiruzen that we made up.
Fucking Our headcanon.
Yeah, use him. That's the rule.
Use headcanon ears.
But one thing we didn't mention yet that I really wanted to is I think the funniest outcome is Hiruzen uses Shadow Possession or Mind Transfer on Shisui, and then uses Kodo Matsukami on
Oh,
all the
God.
Uchiha.
Yeah, we did talk about that. That would have been funny as hell. Like,
And
you just actually just Kodo Matsukami's the whole enemy team.
That's true.
Only Sasuke negs it because it was Rinnegan or something like.
yeah, and then it's just Naruto. Then it would still just come down to Naruto versus Sasuke.
Yeah, like they couldn't even do anything to Sasuke. Like they'd just be relevant.
Yeah,
God.
so I guess in conclusion, the fucking battle is Naruto versus Sasuke. Who wins?
All right, I think that was the end of it. Yeah, there you guys have it. The full thing unedited. I did edit out the ads, obviously, because those are annoying. I know you guys don't like that, but they brought up a good point, man. Sasuke has that basically body switch teleportation jutsu that's instantaneous. The only way I could possibly see the quickest possible way to negate that would be Tobirama and Minato somehow getting everyone teleported away from the battlefield, but they'd be busy with their own matchups. They'd have to do it quickly. Maybe Tobirama makes as many shadow clones as he can, hold off his opponent, take everybody out of the immediate battlefield so Sasuke can't do that. Because if Sasuke starts switching things with the opponent's bodies into the Tosca Blade, I mean, what can they possibly do against that? Not even Naruto maybe wouldn't be able to stop that. I mean, he just wouldn't get there quick enough. It's instantaneous. I mean, it's teleportation. And as far as I know, Naruto doesn't have that ability, anything like that, that's relative in speed. I mean, I don't know what he would do. That's a real problem. But the best case scenario is Minato and Tobirama get everyone else out of there quickly. And I guess the other opponents would just have to follow. And they'd do their battle over there. Naruto and Sasuke would be over here. And then it really depend on the battles, like Hiruzen versus Obito is a big one that's very close. The lower tiers, Fugaku and Shisui versus Tsunade, Kakashi. I think we can all agree, Tsunade and Kakashi lose that battle. But like Seth said, when Tobirama and Izuna fought in the anime, he beat Izuna fairly quickly, right? And I think we can all agree he'd probably win again. Maybe hopefully as quickly if you want the Hokage to win. I really don't know, man. It's very, very tough. They did give a good point at the end. Hiruzen, Matt doing Shadow Possession Jutsu, and Matt, Mind Transfer Jutsu on Shisui, doing Kodo Matsukami on everyone on the Uchiha side, besides probably Sasuke, who could probably resist it or not even be affected by it with his Rinnegan. 6-path Sage, stuff. That's possible as well. But I'm sure if we're in a scenario where both sides are aware of each other, then I believe the other opponents, besides Naruto, wouldn't even be around Sasuke. They'd get the hell out of there. And thankfully, I believe no one on the Uchiha side has teleportation to bring them to the battlefield closer to Sasuke. So yeah, if it's just a 7-on-7 straight up going at it, I think I'd have to lean towards Uchiha. After that point that they made, they probably win 6 out of 10. And Hokage would win 4 out of 10. In the best case scenario, whether there's intel, they both have intel on each other, I think the Hokage would win 6 out of 10. I think it's very close, and the possibilities of what could take place are endless. It's an amazing battle. I mean, it's amazing. One of the best videos I've seen. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I tried to get my take on everything as the video went on. It was amazing. Shout out to Swagkage and Seth, man. They do some of the best work on the tube when it comes to anime. But yeah, guys, that's going to wrap it up. I hope you enjoyed. I enjoyed this one, doing it with y'all. We did the full thing. It was lit. But you know what? If you guys have any recommendations, let me know in the comments. Like I said, show some love. Hit that bell notification. And if you're new and you enjoy, hit that sub button. But I'll catch you in the next one. This is J3A signing out. Peace.